everybody. Welcome to RPM, Rock and Pop Mandolin, your site for learning classic rock and pop songs on this lovely little 8-stringed instrument. My name is Mike DeJong, and today we're taking a look at a song from one of my all-time favorite bands, and maybe their most popular song. The band is the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and the song is called Under the Bridge, a classic from 1992, their Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic album featuring John Frusciante on guitar, one of the greatest guitar players, I think, in rock history. Certainly one of the most creative. I will show you how to play it on the mandolin, and I'm not going to show you exactly the way that John plays it on guitar in the original track, but I will get close and show you how to do it justice on the mandolin. It's really cool. There are 4 different parts for you to try and 4 different chord progressions for you to get under your fingers. But first, a little bit of business. If you are new here, thanks very much for checking out this channel. We really appreciate it. But don't forget to hit that little subscriber button, that little red tab down there in the lower right corner. If you are a returning subscriber, thanks very much for coming back once again. We really appreciate your support. But don't forget to check out our new series of mandolin lessons, rock and pop mandolin lessons down below. You can find the link down below this video. This is a series of 16 videos that will take you, well, right from the start, right from picking up the mandolin and learning to tune it, all the way through basic chords and scales and strumming patterns. You will go from beginner to intermediate as a rock and pop mandolin player with these lessons, I guarantee it. And the price is very reasonable, only $29.99. That's less than a case of beer back home in Canada, I've been told. So check out these lessons. Learn rock and pop mandolin with Mike DeJong, $29.99. The link is down below. Also, check out our Patreon and Amazon and Sweetwater links down there as well. But that's enough business for you. Let's take a look at this classic song from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Under the Bridge for mandolin, here on RPM. Okay, so as I said, Under the Bridge has 4 distinct parts, 4 distinct chord patterns for you to learn, including that iconic opening pattern, which goes like this. Okay, something like that. So what is that? Well, it starts off with a closed D chord, and you'll know what a closed chord is if you check out my mandolin lessons, but this is a closed D chord, right? And you start off with that whole chord, just strum through it. Well, you can actually do it 2 ways. You can strum through it like that, just starting here on the G string at the 2nd fret. Your next finger is at the 4th fret of the D, and your pinky finger is on the 5th fret of the A, right? So you can strum through that D chord, or you can just pick it like I did with your fingers, finger pick it, right? So I'm picking the 2 strings here. This one, the 5th fret of the A and the 2nd fret of the G. I've still got my 3rd finger down there at the 4th fret of the D string, but I am starting off by picking those 2 notes. And then I'm coming down by arpeggiating the chord. What does that mean? Well, I'm picking out the individual notes of this chord, these 3 notes here. So, can you see what I'm doing there? I'm going with these 2 strings here, and then I'm hitting the middle one, and then the bottom one again. So, and then going back up again. So, very slowly, and coming down again. So, one more time. You can do it that way, or you can do it this way, whatever works for you. I'll show you something a little bit different as well. So, that way as well. That may be closer to the chord that Frusciante's playing on the guitar. So, in this case, I'm not coming down on the chord. I'm pulling to the open A. So, watch what I'm doing here. I'm coming down. So, I'm coming off the 5, open, and to the 4 there. So that's D, A, F sharp. And that's probably closest to the actual chord that John Frusciante's playing in the original version. So you can do it either way. This also works, or you can do like that. Okay, so one more time. I'm going to strum through it this time. Watch. You see that? Like that. Okay, so what did I do there? Well, after you do that D chord, then you're doing a little scale pattern here from the 4th fret of the A string. So you're going, okay, so 4th, 2nd on the A, open A, 6 on the D, 4 on the D. One more time. What did I do there? Well, after that, when you get down to that note there, the F sharp, then you want to play an F sharp minor chord. Okay, so like that. Okay, so as soon as you get to that 4th fret, then put down this finger here on the 6th fret of the G, and this finger here on the 2nd fret of the E. Okay, leave the A string open. So F sharp minor chord. So watch what I'm doing again. I'm going right, and then to there. Okay, so I'm doing a similar picking pattern with this F sharp minor chord. I'm going 4, 6, 4, open. So actually I'm doing 4, 6, 4, 6, open, like that. Okay, with that open A. So, and then coming down again. So once more from this part, you see what I did there? Like that. Then you're doing another little descending scale pattern that goes, okay? All right, it's almost the same pattern as before, but this time it's on the D string. So 4, 2 on the D, open D, 6 on the G, and then open D note there, open D string. So one more time from this part. You see what I did there? Let's do that whole first part so far slowly here. So okay, so you're ending up with that open D note again. Then you're going back to that D chord. This time you're going sort of in the opposite way. You're going like that. So you're going in the opposite way. You're going 2nd fret here on the G string, open D, 4th on the D, and then 5th on the A again. So one more time. So open D, like that. So one more time on the opening lick, it goes like this. Okay, so he goes back to that part again for 3 times through, and finally the last time through he does a little chord change there, adding a new chord now. So he's going from that D chord to an E chord here, which is just moving that same pattern, that same configuration up 2 frets. Okay, so you're now at the 4th fret of the G, 6th fret of the D, and 7th fret of the A. So I'll show you what I mean. He goes, see what I did there? I just back to that F sharp minor. So that's only on the very last time that they go through that pattern. And one more time through the beginning of the song. And that's the beginning part of the song. Okay, from there you're going into the verse chords in this song. So you're going and again, I've simplified it. John Frusciante does a lot of cool little licks on the guitar in the original version that I'm not doing here. Hendrix-inspired licks too, I can see, or I hear. On the mandolin, I'll just show you what the basic chords are for the most part. So you're starting off with an E chord here, E major chord, first fret of the G, second fret of the D, second fret of the A. So you're going like that, E chord. Then you're going to a B chord here, B major chord, which is fourth fret of the G, fourth fret of the D, second fret of the A. So you're going, right? And I can throw in this little, kind of a little trill on that B chord. That's kind of what John Frusciante's doing on the guitar, so it works if you want to do that. So start off with the E chord. So I'm just going open A, second fret on the A, open A, fourth fret on the D. Okay, and you're holding down that chord. You see what I'm doing there? So, right? Then you're moving up to a C sharp minor chord. Okay, C sharp minor, which is 6th fret now of the G, 6th fret of the D, and 7th fret of the A. That's a G sharp minor chord. Okay, so E. What are those chords? Well, that's a G sharp chord, right? And I guess it's a G sharp minor in the original song, but I'm just playing these two notes here, which makes it a G sharp 5 chord, I guess. That's first fret of the G and first fret of the D, but you're only doing it very quickly, moving to that next fret over. All right, so you're moving to an A chord. That G sharp chord goes past very quickly, so I just play it like that. You can even play it one note there. Okay, then you're moving to that A chord, which is second fret here of the G string and second fret of the D string, right? So the chord progression again, one more time for the verse. Okay, and that's the strumming pattern that you're doing. You're going... You're kind of pausing. You're kind of doing some ghost notes there before you hit that C sharp minor chord and then to the A. So watch the pattern as I do it. So you're kind of hitting it on the upbeat, I guess it is. So one more time. Right? Very quickly on that G sharp to the A and then twice on the A. So once on the E, B to the A. Okay, so E major, B chord, C sharp minor, G sharp minor, I guess, or G sharp to that A. Okay, and that goes through 4 times. Then the next time through, you just go... You don't do the G sharp chord the second time and the 4th time through, okay? So it's just like this. Right, just to the A. You don't do the G sharp on the 2nd and 4th times during the pattern. And you can even add in that little fill, right? That's a open A string there and 2nd fret of the D. So let's play through the verses one more time. So the first time through... And the verses end with this lovely E major 7 chord that John just hits once and lets ring out on the guitar, like that. Well, E major 7, so what's that? Well, first fret here of the G, first fret of the D, and 2nd fret of your A string. Okay, and you want to bar these two with your one finger there. Can you see I'm covering both of those notes like that? That's a bar chord, all right? Like that. Okay? It's an E major 7 chord, and it's also a G sharp minor chord. It's the same thing. The same chord configuration here on the mandolin. All right, so that's how he ends off the verses. Okay, so you got through the intro and the verses. Now you want to go to the chorus part. It goes... and so on, right? It's fairly simple. And again, I'm just using basic bar chords here on the mandolin. I'm not using sort of the funky chord voicings that John uses on the original track, but you can get by just doing these chords here and there. All right, it sounds really cool. What are these chords? Well, that's just an F sharp chord to an E chord to a B chord. And these are all major chords, all right? So that's an F sharp chord, right? Just F sharp 5, I guess you could call it. It's the 6th fret of the G string, and then the 4th fret and 4th fret of these two in the middle, D and A string. So like that, F sharp chord. Then you're moving that configuration down 2 frets, down to here. That's an E chord. All right, so now you're at the 4th fret of the G, and you're at the 2nd fret and 2nd fret here of the D and A strings, right? So you're going, and then you're coming up to that chord there. That's just your basic B chord right here, but it's a different B chord than I played earlier, because even though these two notes are the same, I'm now moving my fingers from there, 2nd fret of the A string. I'm now moving them up here to the 6th fret of the A string, because you want to get that high note to ring out, right? Like that. So what's the chord pattern, or what's the strumming pattern there? We go. So it's a really funky pattern, and you're using a lot of ghost notes here now. So you're going, you're kind of hitting, so you're kind of doing 2 ghost notes first, and then you're hitting the chord. So watch what I'm doing. Can you see that? A lot of ghost notes in there. So F sharp to E, B, back to that F sharp again. So like that, dun, 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 dun. Like that. Dun, 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 dun. So the last F sharp is a little bit off, all right? So you're going dun, 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 like that, dun, 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 like that, and it just chicka chicka dun, dun. You come in on that. That doesn't sound very technical, does it? But anyway, that's as best I can explain this part. So one more time, F sharp, E, B, F sharp again. Like that. Those are the chords for the choruses of this song. All right, and finally you have a little end bit that sounds pretty cool. Again, John Frusciante throwing in some really cool chord progressions. Chord combinations, I guess you could say. It goes like that. So that's really neat. It goes from an A chord to an A minor chord, right? And then to a G and an F. All right, so your A chord is a basic A chord, 2nd fret here of the G string, 2nd fret of the D, 4th fret there of your A string, and then what you're going to do is you're going to just move that finger down to the 3rd fret, or you're going to move that note down, not the same finger, but you're going to switch fingers to there, the 3rd fret, to give you an A minor. So it goes to a G chord, right, your basic open G, 2nd fret here, 3rd fret there, and then an F chord, not an F sharp chord. Now you're doing an F, all right? So it's 5th fret here of the G string, 3rd fret of the D, open A, and now the 1st fret of the E string. All right, so one more time here. The strumming pattern is, again, totally different from the other strumming patterns in this song. So you're going like this. Before the end of the song, he does this. And he goes back in, under the bridge downtown, right, like that. Okay, so what's that? Well, that's, you stay on the F chord like that for an extra bar or two, and then you're going to E minor to G. Okay, E minor chord, 2nd fret here, 2nd fret there, you're barring it, right? And then your G chord. By the way, if you want to learn all of these chords that I'm showing you, check out my lesson series. I go through all of these chords, the open chords and the bar chords, all right, the closed chords. Again, the ending bit like this, so it goes. And then under the bridge downtown. Now you can play that part two ways. I hear it like this. You can play it like that, so you're going from an A chord now to a C chord, right? Which is, I'm playing it here, 5th fret and 5th fret, 7th fret and 8th fret. So I'm playing a C chord there, and then going to the G and the F. Okay, so the final part goes under the bridge downtown. Like that, right? And then ends the song. Now, you could also play that part as A to A minor again. You under the bridge downtown, where I lost my love, under the bridge downtown. You can do it like that, but I prefer to go to the C. So under the bridge downtown. Like that. All right, wow, that is it. A lot of parts for you to get under your fingers in this song. 4 different parts, actually 5 different parts if you consider going to that C chord at the end of the song. So a lot of chord changes, a lot of different strumming patterns and picking patterns, but a heck of a lot of fun. This is a really great song to play on the mandolin, so I hope you have a lot of fun with it. My name is Mike DeJong. Thanks very much for checking out this video, but don't forget to check out my new series of lessons, Learn Rock and Pop Mandolin with Mike DeJong. The link is down below. It's only $29.99, a great gift for you, either holiday season or not. Thanks again for watching this video. I really appreciate your support here at RPM.